wonderful world of Disney. And now, from the wonderful world of Disney, Stub, best cowdog in the West.
This is California in the spring. A winter of abundant rain has favored the ranches in the fertile Santa Ynez Valley. But then spring is always the important time of this particular ranch because the crops consist of fine quarter horses bred with exacting care. Bred with equal attention to bloodlines are the Hereford cattle that graze on the low green hills. And because the breeding of these cattle is such a scientific affair, it's cause for concern when an outlaw Bramer bull comes down out of the brush country and joins some of the prize herds. Nobody knows where he came from, but he's sure a great specimen. The only thing is, this ranch doesn't raise Brahmas. The ranch owner and his daughter Luann have never seen the big gray this close before. His tremendous size and his murderous horns mean that he can easily whip and run off the white-faced bulls and take over the herd. He seems to sense the approach of riders even before he can hear or see them. He heads for his lair in the dense brush of the backcountry. They've got to capture the outlaw before any more of his half-breed, lop-eared offspring, like the one on the end here, upset the careful breeding program. Riding back to the house, they make plans to round him up. And before the roundup, this hospitable ranch house will be the scene of a California-style barbecue. The very next day, they start inviting all their neighbors to join in the big wild bull roundup. Those they can't reach by phone get invited personally by way of the Jeep. A neighbor they especially want to invite is a young fellow named Jay Sisler with 3 good working cow dogs. These dogs, they know, can get cattle out of the brush where a man on horseback couldn't even squeeze through. And the wilder the cattle are, the better they like it. Jay accepts the invitation straight off. This is going to be the biggest challenge his dogs have ever been up against. Jay's 3 little helpers are a type of Australian shepherd dog with instincts that give them plenty of cow sense. Luann, who is one of the best junior riders in the country, is anxious to team up at the roundup with these 4-footed specialists. An important preliminary to the roundup is the big feed, where great big 2-inch cuts of the ranch's best steaks are dispensed with traditional California hospitality. And it's one event that's enjoyed by all kinds of neighbors. The aroma of that barbecue is almost more than some of them can bear. Since they are highly important members of the roundup, Luann has seen to it that Jay's dogs, Stub, Queen, and Shorty, are honored guests today. This fellow runs a rodeo circuit. Kind of likes these dogs, too. Especially when Queen takes her plate back for a second helping.
Hey, Colt, how about a little piece of choice beef?
Be very good.
Say, could you use a real good bull, this one we're trying to get out of the brush?
Yes, champ, I could use that bow in my rodeo. But what I'm very much interested in is these dogs. Now, Jay, can these dogs do anything else?
Yeah, they can do quite a few tricks. I'd be glad to show you what they can do.
That I would like to see.
Okay. Here, Shorty. Come on, Queen. Here, Stub. Jump over, Shorty. Jump over, Queen. Jump over. Stand up. Spin. 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 All right. Here's Shorty. Up here. Get on, Queen. Get on, Queen. Hold it. Sit up, Queen. Sit up, Queen. Sit up, Queen. Sit up. Spin, Shorty. Spin, Shorty. Now walk with me. Come on, Shorty. Spin, Shorty. On your head, Stub. On your head, Stub. Hold it on your head. On your head. Come up high, Stub. Come on. Carry them both, Shorty. Carry them both, Shorty. Carry them both. Carry them both.
During this next trick, Jay's old friend Bill, with some blank cartridges, gets ready to help with the final act. After the barbecue, the riders gather in the big working corral. Before they start out, Luann wants some advice on which of her two best horses would be the most helpful on the roundup. The one she's on is Red Hawk. He won the champion reined cow horse title of the United States. Up would be his great speed and handiness. And fast as he is, Luann has complete control at all times. Shorty is so anxious to work that he jumps in to help out without even being told. This will come in handy on the roundup, especially when he's teamed with 15-year-old Luann. She won the title of the best junior Western rider of the United States at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. In just a minute, you'll see why. After the Mexican steers are in, Luann will change horses and ride Nipper D, one of the best cutting horses in the West. Now, unlike Red Hawk, who worked on Luann's signals, Nipper D will herd a steer completely on his own instinct, without any help from her. It's easy enough to get a steer out of the herd, but the test of a cutting horse's worth is to keep him from getting back in. The horse works with a completely slack rein. This is about the slipperiest rides you can find, and only a skilled rider can stay in the buggy. Luann has noticed how anxious Shorty is to get his chance to show what he can do. So she tells him he's next. And with the same herding instinct that a good cutting horse has, Shorty brings the steers back to Luann. Early the next morning, with Luann in the lead on Nipper D, they ford the Santa Ynez River and start for the hills where the big Bramer was last seen.
This is it, fellas. We know that wild bull's up this canyon. Luan, could you take 2 dogs? Jay, you take the other one. Say, Raven, Jimmy, and Hex, you go on that side of the canyon. I'll go on this side. How's that old spotted horse of yours, Bill?
He's sure feeling good.
Nobody expected to see him this soon. But seeing him is one thing, and catching him is something else again. But crashing out of a tunnel of oak and manzanita, Bill finds the big gray practically in his lap. That's 1,800 pounds of Brahma there on the edge of the clearing. So as not to lose his catch, Bill ties his rope hard and fast to the saddle horn. So the day that started out so well ends with the bull further in the brush than ever. And it's a tired bunch that make camp tonight.
Either sing something or throw that thing in the fire.
All right, Bill, I got one just special for you. Windy Bill was a salty man, and he could rope, you bet. He swore the critter he couldn't tie, he'd never met as yet. Now all the boys knew of an old gray bull, it is kind of an old outlaw. Run down in the Santa Ynez at the head of a brushy draw. This old gray bull, it stood his ground with punchers from everywhere. So they bet old Bill at 2-1 that he couldn't quite get there. Bill's polka dot plug flew after him, for he'd been eating corn. And Bill, he piled his old McGee right around that old bull's horn. Well, the polka dot horse, he stopped right still, and the cinches broke like straw. Bill's best rope, his saddle and all, went drifting down the draw. You're the sorriest thing in the whole wide world. Can't even rope a steer. There's a moral to my story, boys, and that you all must see. When you go to rope an ornery gray, don't tie to your saddle tree, but wrap your rope around the horns according to California law. You'll never see your saddle go a-drifting down the draw. And so the hunt starts again at daybreak, with each rider combing one section of the brushland. And the bull is ready for him. Luann spots him in some dense low-limbed trees. She can't get through, but she sends Stub and Shorty in to bring him out. Luann races after him, trying to cut him back before he reaches cover again. Now that his hideouts are no longer safe from these dogs, the Bramer has chosen to make a stand out in the open and fight it out if he has to. If she wasn't so excited, she might be scared. She decides to make a try at roping him, hoping that her 1,000-pound horse will be a match for the 1,800-pound bull. Well, the old gray bull, he met his match in a little gal smart and sweet. With her cutting horse and 2 cow dogs, they're a team that can't be beat. Ladies and gentlemen, we now direct your attention to the chute for the beginning of the most dangerous event in rodeo today, the wild braver bull riding. The first bull out is one of the meanest critters we've come up against in a long, long time. Old Gray from the Santa Ynez Valley. Along with the wild outlaw Brahma, the big rodeo circuit has another new attraction this season. Stub, Queen, and Shorty really love to entertain the crowds. But with all the glamour and popularity they find on the rodeo circuit, once a cow dog, always a cow dog. And the main attraction in life for them will always be to keep the herd together and moving on. 17 years have passed since an old gray bull got Jay and his dogs started in show business. In most cases, a man buys a doghouse. But the act was so successful that for once, dogs bought a man's house. And it was on some fertile land in Idaho's Payette River Valley. Although ranching takes up most of Jay's time these days, he still likes to keep the act in shape for an occasional rodeo appearance. These dogs have inherited both the love for show business and the fine cow herding instinct from their great-grandparents Stub, Queen, and Shorty. But for Stub the Third, show business has absolutely no appeal.
Good. Whoop. Jump. Jump. Stub, come on. Let's see what you can do. Come on over here. Come on, it's your turn. Get over here, Stub. Come on. Come around. Come on. Hold it down. Jump, Stub. Jump, Stub. Here, Stub.
As hard as he's tried, Jay just hadn't been able to get Stub excited about the prospects of a career in show business.
Stub, I don't know about you.
Stub had a mind that only came into gear when there was action. The arrival of Jay's nephew, Tim, usually means something exciting's coming up.
Hi, Uncle Jay.
Hi, Tim. You ready to help me?
I sure am.
Good.
Hi, Stub.
Tim's a pretty special fella in Stub's life, because when he and his cow pony show up, there's usually some work fit for an honest-to-gosh cow dog. Today, it's helping Jay and Tim vaccinate cattle.
Okay, Tim, bring them on.
These steers have to be run into a crowding chute so Jay can vaccinate them. This is where a good cow dog really comes in handy.
Attaboy, Stub.
So the cattle don't back out of the holding pen, Stub has a way of letting them know right where they should go.
Good dog, Stub.
Here, Uncle Jay. Here's your vaccine.
Thanks, Kim.
Not only had Jay's dogs paid for the ranch, they helped run it, too.
You take these and put them in the barrel. No, go put them in the barrel. Go put them in the barrel. All right, that's a good dog.
Sure, Jay's dogs were bred to be cow dogs, but a little extra work never bothered them.
Hey, Doc, open the gate.
Stub was different. He liked to rest and save himself for the real rough action.
Hold it.
Irrigation is a big job on Jay's ranch. Once a field is flooded, the water has to be turned into the next one. Somebody's got to open the water gates.
Here, Doc. Get under here. That's it. Now, here, Doc. Pick it up. That's it, Doc. Pick it up. Pick it up. Now drop it. Good dog. Now on to the next.
Stub? Wonder where Stub is.
There he is, right there.
Well, he might as well keep cool while he's resting.
Doesn't look like Stub is too interested in this kind of work.
No, he don't.
In 17 years, old Wendy Bill hasn't changed much. Well, he might have put on a pound or two, but Bill's done pretty good in show business himself. Unlike Jay, he didn't have any dogs to buy him a ranch, but his own act had helped him buy this nearby spread. Once a cowboy, always a cowboy.
Hello.
Whenever there's a herd to be moved, Jay and Bill can always count on each other to lend a hand.
Hey, I was wondering if I could get you to help me drive my cattle across the river next week.
Why, sure thing, Jay. Hey, as long as I got you on the phone and it's your nickel, I want to gather them cows that got run up on the mountain. I wonder if you'd give me a hand for a day or two.
Sure. Come tomorrow if you wish. Anything I could bring?
Well, why don't you bring the dogs? Oh, yeah, you know that little kid nephew of yours is pretty good hand. Why don't you bring him along?
All right. Be there at your corrals first thing in the morning.
About 6 o'clock. Okay, I'll see you then.
Beat him up a little, Kim.
Okay.
Nothing's really changed about Bill. He's always had horse trouble.
How's that old horse of yours feeling this morning, Bill?
He's sure feeling good.
As the years go by, Bill finds it gets harder and harder to stay in the buggy.
Well, if you boys is waiting on me, you're wasting your time. Let's go.
To get to the cattle in the mountains, Jay, Bill, and Tim have to pass through sheep country. Bill knows a lot of the Basque sheep herders around here. He spots a friend of his who's having a little trouble.
Hey, Dooley! Dooley! Hey, Dooley!
Ah, it's you.
Hey, what's the matter, Dooley? So sad? Okay, Dal?
Sakura dekat teman kisah gue kalau te pasti itu wah. Dari sega arti kan di sega terat yang zaman tu gue balik gue.
What did he say, Bill?
Says his old dogs give out and he can't get them woolies out of the rock.
Well, I'll give him a hand. Stub, get up here around him. Way around him. Come around him now. I'll bring him on.
Orang dia sekarang sekarang bandot dia cerita sekarang biras hujan kan kampat akan ikelawari.
What did he say, Bill?
He says his wagon's right up the draw yonder and there's a couple of hot huckleberry pies in it. He'll give them to us for helping him out. Won't you boys go on with the mules and I'll just swing by and pick them up before they spoil.
Aku on the way. Shortoma.
Escargasco, Dooley.
Looks like the legend about cattlemen and sheepmen always being at war with each other got turned around somehow.
Anybody home? Get on back down, you dang pie thief, you.
Bill should have been here by now. You stay here and I'll go see what's keeping him.
Okay.
Help! Help! Hey, Jay! Help!
Hold on, Bill. I'll be right there.
Oh, am I glad to see you. Take them dogs on him. See if you can run him away.
Get him out, Stub. Get him out of here.
Hey, Jay, call that dad-blamed dog off. This bear ain't never gonna come down with that hound underneath him.
Here, Stub. Come behind here. Sorry, Bill.
Oh, boy. I wonder what best huckleberry pie tastes like.
By the first night, they were into the mountains, and the next day, the roundup would begin. Now, there's an unwritten law that cow dogs sleep outside, but if a fella's best friend is in where it's warm, a tent's just too much to resist, even if it is quite a bit noisier inside. A man on horseback is only half the team in country like this, so all the dogs forget about the act for a while and earn their keep as good working cow dogs. With Bill's cattle down from the mountains, it's time to push Jay's herd across the river to better pasture.
Hot cow!
Bill, let's cross them at that point. That's about the only place that's shallow and safe.
All right, we'll crowd some of them leaders in and get them strung out across there, and maybe these old cows or the calves will follow.
Okay.
Are you ready, Stub?
It seems that in every herd, there's always one animal that's got his own ideas about where he wants to go.
Bring him back, Tim, even if you have to rope him. Attaboy!
Come on, cows. Get in there. Come on.
Jay knows just where to cross. Upstream, there are high, steep banks. Just a little downstream, the current is strong enough to knock a 1,000-pound cow right off her feet. Tim knows he has to catch the calf before it gets too far downstream, where it'll be swept into treacherous water.
Tim, try to get your boots off.
Being pulled under by waterlogged boots wasn't the only danger Tim faced. A river this fast could slam him against rocks and boulders with unbelievable force. Tim saw that there was one last chance to grab something he hoped was solid before he hit the worst of the rapids.
What are you going to do, Chase?
I'm going to tie these ropes together. Take that.
Since there ain't no way that you can throw a rope that far.
Take Stub upstream, give him the rope. Maybe he can swim it across.
Worth a try. Come on, Stub. Come on, boy.
With him, Stub.
Go on, Stub. Take it to Tim. Come on, boy. That's your boy. Hang on, kid! Stay with it! Just a little bit more, Timmy! Hang on! That's it!
You okay, Tim?
Cute little deal. Just look at you. Like a drowned rat.
Thank you, Stub.
Think we ought to see what them cows are doing?
I guess we better.
The other dogs could recognize a good performance, even if it wasn't in front of a grandstand. And they made a fine welcoming committee.
Okay, Tim, hop over. All right.
Stub may never perform in the act in front of thousands of people, but to one waterlogged boy, he looked pretty good today. Well, they love to dance and bow to the crowds. What dog could ask for more? But to keep 'em close and a moving along, that's a cow dog's favorite chore.